All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Super Mario Odyssey 90% tournament here on GSA. We have a losers round 4 match against a set of very talented opponents. We have Swiftzeii and Orolme. So these two, let me just get this here quickly. All right, sorry about that. But it looks like for today, I'm going to be alone here. And, well, apparently I'm not going to be alone because I'm getting calls by every group chat I ever have on Discord. But I'm actually never alone because we're also here with our sponsor, Vi.gg, where you can bet on matches by going to the panel below or doing !bet in chat. That being said, though, we're going to be getting started too. I believe even the lower of these two opponents, Swiftzeii has a 103, which is still an amazing time. So we're going to be getting started shortly here. Just have to, actually see the timer begin. That's how you know the game starts. I mean, I don't know. Swiftzeii started it 1 or 2 times, and we haven't seen the game. We're looking for the game, really. The game's the important thing here, because it's oh, hey, speaking of the game, it's starting over on Orolme's side. Here we go. All right, so starting off with our usual 20 seconds of cutscenes. You know the drill. Bowser doesn't get to throw his hat before we skip the cutscene because we don't care to see him throw his hat. And then right after that, we wake up after being passed out in Cap Kingdom. So we're going to wait here for the two to get awakened, I guess. I don't know. They have to, Mario's resting. There we go. All right, Mario is no longer resting. So immediately, we're going to see 2 spin pounds into rolls. You want to be rolling as much as possible because it's very fast, and spin pounding is just a good way to get a ground pound in. And you want a ground pound into rolls because it helps you get to the top speed of your roll faster. Because you're already holding the buttons. Ground pounds are weird. This game is a really interesting input system because of Cappy, and it allows some weird stuff to happen. But moving across the bridge, we got the spin throw from Swiftzeii. A roll with a small lead entering Top Hat Tower, where we're going to have our first capture of the run. We're going to see the frog. The frog is something you can speed up a little bit. We'll see how vectors look. Those are looking interesting for sure. It looks like maybe Orolme didn't do them as well as Swiftzeii. So let's see how left side goes. Left side, faster but harder of the 2 methods to get up the top of Top Hat Tower. Both of them having problems, but Swiftzeii having bigger problems with it. So Orolme taking the lead into the topper fight. Takes damage on the topper fight, but still comes out on top. Swiftzeii also with some damage. So both of them about even on that. That was pretty alright caps from both of them, though. Again, Swiftzeei's bonk on left side was worse. So, of course, that's going to cost him more time. But that is Cap. It's pretty short. Now we have Cascade. So, Cascade is a pretty technical kingdom. Very early on, we're going to have a pretty big skip if the two are playing on physical. 1.0 version of the game, which based on the movement by Orolme right now, I'm assuming we are. I forgot to check the version when I went to go check the PDs, but both of them are setting up to do first moon skip. Orolme getting it first try, very nice. Swiftzeii bonking, falling back in the water. So gonna be losing more time over Orolme here. Orolme setting up for the dinosaur jump, hitting the trampoline perfectly, hitting the wall perfectly, starting the fight against Madame Brutal. Swiftzeii, we'll see if the same thing happens, and it does. Bonging on the side of the wall, but since that cutscene trigger is actually kind of generous at that wall, it works out. So now they're both into the fight. Every time they get a hit, they're going to want to set up to capture the chain chomplet faster. Setting up Cappy and doing a backflip to knock off the hat basically immediately, which stuns the bosses, because you're still in the stun from jumping on them and ending the spin early, which gives you time to just get a free capture before Madame Brood even moves, and there you go. That is the first multi-moon of the game for Orolme, and now the same for Swiftzeii. So now we're going to see, despite finishing up the boss here, we still need 2 more moons to repair the Odyssey, which is the ship that's right here. We skipped the cutscene where we got introduced to it at the same time we did first moon skip. So Orolme's going to spin pound over here, jump up onto this ledge, and grab this cliff moon. Swiftzeii soon to follow as long as his cutscene ends. But then what you're going to see once we get down here is Orolme's going to jump onto the chest like that and backflip into the moon at a specific timing. Using a moon clip, this one known as chest clip, Orolme found in order to get back to the Odyssey faster from the chest. Unfortunately, Swiftzeii missing the clip, so has to kind of do the long way around. Not that long, not that much longer, rather, but still not good. So Orolme leaving with a much bigger advantage than he entered with. Very good start. Getting a lot of things very quickly right now. Yeah, we see Swiftzeei's timer color change. That probably does not mean something good. Yep, oh, it's red now. Mario's red, though, so it can't be bad, right? Huh? Right? Alright. Heading into Sand Kingdom soon. We just have to go through these cutscenes on the Odyssey. Let's see if... Alright, there we go. The action guide is something you don't want to see here. So... you gotta be kind of alert with your mashing here. So entering Sand Kingdom. Sand Kingdom's kind of the first major kingdom of the run. Like, the first 2 are pretty small and compact, so you have to be more specific, but Sand is huge. So a lot of slip-ups can happen, and they're all pretty brutal. There we go. Alright, it looks like we have... both of them getting the jump onto the building at the start is good, because that's where your first 2 moons are. Orolme's going to be rolling over to the Dune now. The Dune, you don't really have time to use the HD Rumble stuff in this run, so you kind of just have to get some of these ground pound moons based on memorization. And the Dune kind of can be a hard one to pinpoint if you're rusty on this game, so... it's something that definitely... it's a moon that definitely can prove how sharp a racer is at the given moment. And it's great to be sharp at the beginning of this game, because Sand is just a gauntlet of a kingdom, really. You get on top of the arch, and then you immediately have to set up for a trick called the Dram. Going to kind of jump up here and get an up throw, and the goal is to grab this moon, and then Cappy teleport by capturing a bullet bill, just like that. Orolme nailing it, and Swiftzeii about to go for it. Let's see how does with it. Alright, gets the up throw. I think that might be a little bit not good for Swiftzeii. Yep, nope, not landing it. I couldn't tell exactly what was off, but it was just the position to me looked kind of scary, but still grabbing the bullet bill quickly. Orolme grabbing the moon all the way over in the luggage, and now going to be setting up for Sphinx. With the Sphinx here, you're supposed to talk to him. However, there is a way to clip behind him without talking to him. We see Orolme messing up the clip a little bit, giving time for Swiftzeii to catch back up. There we go, though. Getting the clip. Getting this flowing sands moon out of bounds before going into the Sphinx area, just to take more advantage of the out of bounds. Swiftzeii getting first try Sphinx clip, saving a lot of time on Orolme's like 4 or 5 tries, I believe it was. But now Swiftzeii and Orolme out of the Sphinx. Swiftzeii almost out of the Sphinx, rather. Gonna be preparing for GSA skip. So this is a way to get on top of the GSA ruins area early. To get a moon called the Treasure of GSA Ruins. We're gonna run a bullet bill into a wall. Orolme setting up to get the wall jump and got it. Alright, I was kind of worried, but I had nothing to worry about, it seems. Swiftzeii, how are you gonna do? You have the bill. Alright, yeah, no, that looks much better. Very good job from both of them getting it. Now they're going to be ending off the kingdom, rolling over to the Sphinx. The Sphinx, or not the Sphinx, the Oasis. There's so many words that I'm trying to wrap my head around here. Desert words are all very similar. Not even just in terms of Sand Kingdom, just if you ever go to a desert, there's just so many words that sound way too cool to take place in a desert. I mean, there are cold deserts, I guess, but that's a different tangent. So it looks like they're going to both be getting their moons here pretty well. They both met their bird cycle, which they reset the cycle to the beginning when loading back into the area from the Sphinx. And now they're both going to be on their way back to the Odyssey. It's not faster to teleport from here, unlike it is in some scenarios. If you get these music notes, it's faster to just roll over. But, yep, Orolme's still with the lead, putting his moons in the Odyssey. Not as big as it was entering the kingdom, mostly because of Sphinx clip. However, still a pretty alright kingdom. You know, getting the clip at all is not easy. And Swiftzeii going to be following suit. So Orolme's next destination is going to be the Lake Kingdom. Looks like Swiftzeii is doing the same. Lake is a fairly easy kingdom. It's rather small, and you only need half the amount of moons that you needed back in Sand. There is a route you can use to make it much harder and save a little bit of time, but we'll see if these two decide to go for it. These are two pretty good runners, but Lake Clip is still not something you should take lightly at any level. Let's see what Orolme does. He grabs the second moon here, and not going to try the Lake Clip route. Again, it's very difficult. Swiftzeii, I feel like kind of teased by Lake Clip based on what he was doing in his movement there, but it was actually just moving on over to continue the normal Rango route. Rango being the Brutal that we're going to fight here. We fought Topper, we didn't fight Harriet, but we are fighting Rango. Swiftzeii missing the moon on top of Dory. Pretty small time loss, but kind of silly, actually. That's not something you see happen a lot to runners of this game. But that broken pillar that you see is going to be the 5th moon. So Rango's multi-moon is going to be the final moons that they need to leave the kingdom just as soon as they, actually beat him. And he's a pretty hard Brutal to do correctly. You'd have to time your jumps right, otherwise you're gonna take damage and you're gonna have to wait through a lot of bouncing. Fortunately, Orolme didn't have to wait through said bouncing, and it looks like Swiftzeii doing pretty alright on his own. There we go. So, Orolme now going to be leaving Sand Kingdom. Not Sand. Why did I have sand on the brain? We've been out of sand for a little while now, but we're leaving Lake this time, which is another kingdom that we need to get out of at some point in the game. Looks like a little bit of time was saved for Orolme throughout the course of Lake here. And that's going to carry on into the entrance of Wooded. Wooded is a good place to have a lead because it's a hard kingdom. So, you know, if you can have the lead well there, it's great. More specifically, it gives you some buffer to not fall behind, which is something that, again, happens very often in Wooded Kingdom with all the technical things in the kingdom that happen. Starting off well, though, we see Orolme nail the bunny and the rock, followed by Swiftzeii also snagging the bunny and messing up the rock. Good recovery, though. Did not take too long to, you know, get back the things that had happened. And now we're going to be heading up to the nut in the tunnel. The nut in the tunnel is pretty big because you can do another type of moon clip with this one called the nut clip. We see Orolme setting up for it now. Looks like he might have gotten it. Yep. All right, it's in there. So there's an out-of-bounds route you can do in Wooded with the moon clip. You're going to try and not go back in bounds while getting this moon right here. Orolme doing just that. Swiftzeii setting up for the clip itself. Orolme getting back in bounds above the wall, which is exactly what you want. Swiftzeii getting nut clip. Orolme successfully climbing up the slope, which is the next thing you want to do in the route to get this nut up here. Swiftzeii setting up to do the first out-of-bounds moon that you get, and making it, getting back in bounds at the bottom of the slope. Orolme jumping back onto the normal route, getting the nut atop the cliff. Swiftzeii about to get the two other nuts, one of them being atop the cliff, while Orolme continues on into the red maze, getting this nut, and then actually going to just leave the red maze from the entrance and jump around it like that. This is a pretty bad jump, because if you miss it, you fall into what's called the Deep Woods, which, if you fall in Wooded Kingdom, you get sent to the Deep Woods, and you don't want to be in the Deep Woods, is basically... you can't teleport out, and you have to plant a beanstalk to get out, and you get out at whatever location you plant a beanstalk at. So you could be, like, back at the beginning of the kingdom if you haven't collected a checkpoint or something. Swiftzeii, though, also making it over the Deep Woods. I almost said the Lost Woods, but that's not even in the same series. Unless there is a showcase of the Lost Woods in a Mario game. I don't know. I guess that's something. That's something they could do. I feel like that would be a welcome addition in Odyssey 2. If that's a thing. But, Orolme making Flower Road Skip look easy. It looked kind of funky, but still managed to land it pretty nicely. Swiftzeii grabbing the moon from the Piranha Plant, so about to set up to do Flower Road Skip, but we'll see if it works out for him like it did for Orolme. Messing up the ground pounds here. Just needs to get rolling. Got the speed, and I think that's going to be the jump. Yep, that is the jump. Alright. Jumping up here to break the nut and get the moon. Orolme getting the moons currently in the tower. And now gonna do one of two things, and I'm suspecting the faster of the two things, but you never know with these races. You never know. Orolme is going to be setting up for what I expected, the Spewertless route of Wooden, where you skip the Brutal Spewert and replace it for 3 moons around like the big center area of the kingdom. Saves a little bit of time because multi-moon cutscenes are long. After that, you want to jump into the flooded pipeway sub-area. Swiftzeii, I'm honestly expecting to do the same thing. Yep, going right over to the side of the cage here. Jumping down to the center, and gonna be getting the nut around the corner. Orolme grabbing the second flooding pipeway moon. That is the last moon that you need in Wooded Kingdom. With all 16, you can warp back to the Odyssey from there, actually, skipping the loading zone of leaving the flooding pipeway and other routes that use the thing. And moving on. It looks like this was definitely some more time saved for Orolme, I believe. Yeah, it's already like looking better. So we're going to be moving on to the... I almost said the 5th, but Cat Kingdom does exist. That's a reminder. Moving on to Cloud. Our 6th kingdom of the run. Cloud Kingdom is going to be very short because there's not a lot of moon collecting to do here. It's just going to be a boss fight, mostly. There is one platforming section with 3 platforms that you can mess up if you're not careful. It's kind of scary, honestly. But we'll see how it goes. We're going to come up with the 3 cloud platforms here at the Nimbus Arena. Orolme, okay. Not falling there. I've fallen there more than I'd like to admit, so I never counted out. But now we're going to be fighting Bowser. The thing about Bowser is you want to be as close to him as possible, because you want to grab his hat as quick as possible. However, if you're too close to him, you can actually end up with him taking his hat back from like the air, and you really don't want that. So, gotta be cautious with that. Orolme doing good with the strats, though. Already 2 hits in. On the 3rd hit, usually, when you see people go for the fastest strat, and you see it happen to Orolme there, Orolme's going to do an intentional damage boost to have more time to prepare for that final hat grab. Jumping over the tail swipe and ending the fight. It looks like that is the first hit that Swiftzeii has, so Swiftzeii about 2 Cloud Bowser hits behind now. That is definitely a short amount of time. It's an amount of time that you know Orolme has buffer to mess things up, but it's not like Swiftzeii can't make that up, even without something major happening to Orolme, if Swiftzeii just plays better. Which Orolme's been playing pretty good, so playing better than this is going to be difficult. Messing up the Cappy return jump, had to go for that very small side platform there to do Meme Tree, but still nailing it. Not falling, which really you just don't want to fall on Meme Tree, is the only thing you can ask for. Because that helps you get to the first couple moons of the route. I'm going to jump up here to the butterfly, then down this way to the pillars. If you mess this part of movement up, you can very easily hit a Klepto trigger, which you don't want to do. And that was weird from Orolme. Let's see, Swiftzeii getting the Cappy return jump, so it can jump straight up to the main platform like that. Orolme hitting the tree branch, now going to get Klepto activated to make sure he does not get his Cappy stolen, because you can't really do a lot without Cappy. But once that's done, he can just continue on to the center part of the kingdom where he can get the second half of the moons that he needs in order to finish it up. Meanwhile, Swiftzeii getting just closer and closer to Klepto. Let's see what route Orolme goes for here at the end of Lost. It looks like he's going for the cage triple. You want to triple jump over and try and get the beetle to hit the cage while you're moving over to the cage, so you can just get the moon as soon as possible. Then going under the bridge back out from under the bridge and going to be leaving the kingdom. You'll see some people do an intentional death under that bridge, and that's actually something that happens a lot if you die, and Klepto is like a real danger. But if you manage to do that without the intentional death, you can still save 3 seconds, which is great. Swiftzeii also going to be doing the cage triple, but doing it, not even doing a triple actually. Going to be doing a safe route version of getting the cage where you wait it out and then use Cappy to help you get across. I think Swiftzeii might not save that. Yeah, no, Swiftzeii is taking the death, so that's 3 seconds lost to Orolme. And now Orolme is into Metro. Metro is split into 2 parts, night and day. In the first part, it's night, and there's a giant storm, and there's a Mecha Wiggler on top of the town hall. So the goal is going to be to get rid of that, because that is a threat. And also, it's Bowser's Mecha Wiggler, and we don't like Bowser very much in this game. So usually there are a lot of roadblocks in the city right now, but you can skip over a lot of them by using the awning of this building as a trampoline. You can get on top of it. From here, they're going to do a triple jump and some kicks to get over to this moon faster than climbing up it the normal way. Because climbing up these girders is like actually really slow and annoying to do because you're just wall jumping. And then from here, we're going to get on the top of the next building to try and get near the town hall entrance faster. Orolme using a strat called Goomba Jump, where you get some extra height by bouncing off of Goomba with the right movement. It's very nice. And now entering the town hall, which is a very like big, risky section of the game. Platforms are on cycles, and you have to make a jump where the camera fights you. It's kind of scary. Swiftzeii making the jump off of the awning very well, and going to be having a bit of trouble getting on top of the building, on top of the taller building than the one he's currently on, but getting up there, getting the girder sandwich move. Orolme grabbing the treasure chest at the top of the town hall, now going to be jumping across the middle of it, making it through. What the game wants you to do there is go across the side as the camera tracks Mario, but the game tries to do the tracking Mario across the side thing while you're still in the middle if you jump across the middle like that. So the camera can definitely cause that jump to mess up and you to fall either down the entirety of the town hall or just into a pit. Neither of those are preferable, but fortunately if you don't do either of those, you get to fight the Mecha Wiggler, which actually is not much of a prize at all. Mecha Wiggler has some pretty funny hitboxes, and you also have to use the motion controls in order to get better aiming in. In the in-between phases, though, you can stand in precise positions to have the Wiggler move as little as possible, which is what you want, because the less it's moving along the ground, the faster it gets to start moving above you on the side of the building. The second phase, it gets a lot bigger. Hitboxes can sometimes overlap with each other, and your tank overheats if you have too many bullets on screen at one time. Orolme... Oh, that was a really close 2-cycle there from Orolme. Definitely was in danger of missing that. Okay, Swiftzeii taking a little bit of damage on that hit with Mecha Wiggler. But Orolme now grabbing his multi-move, removing the New Donk City pest problem, going to turn it back into Daytime Metro. Daytime Metro is a pretty popular kingdom in this game, and it's pretty compact with lots of stuff to do. Lots of silly things, too. And it makes for a lot of fast moons. For this being the kingdom, you need the most moons in order to upgrade the Odyssey in the whole run. 20 moons we're going to need in this kingdom. We only have 5 of them after Night Metro. It is not the shortest. So, I mean, Night Metro makes it the shortest. But Day Metro is definitely not the shortest thing in the game. Starting off, you want to get into this girder to do a cappy work on that pylon. You saw Orolme get it right there. And now Orolme jumping on a scooter, going to be going for a trick called Scooter Clip. Messing it up, what he's trying to do is use some of the motion control thing with precise driving angles to clip into this little cage just like that and grab the moon without needing to use the intended RC car capture. Pretty difficult. Not actually. The RC car is pretty difficult. The controls are really janky, and it's just kind of good that we have a way to not have to deal with it. So we're going to use that little pillar there, that little pole, in order to just jump down to this bench faster. Those things are great for movement in this kingdom because you just get really fast flings, and then you can continue that in the air for a while. Swiftzeii going for a really fast setup on the scooter clip, but not getting it. Definitely going to have to, yeah, definitely playing around with angles a little bit, trying to get this clip to work. There we go. Seems like both of them struggled with that a little bit. Orolme bonking inside the iron girder. Gonna be not warping out, meaning that Orolme is going for the early musicians route, which saves about a second, I believe, in a loading zone, which will happen at the very end of the kingdom. So Orolme gonna be talking to Pauline to activate the musicians quest, and then going to talk to the drummer right next to Pauline. Looks like Swiftzeii is doing the same route. Orolme is going to be heading over to the commemorative park to not only grab a moon hidden in the scrap of the previous Mecha Wiggler boss fight, but also grab the second of the two musicians that you grabbed in the Metro route, that being the bassist. Swiftzeii is just starting to grab the drummer now. So not that far behind. Still quite a bit, though. Has some catching up to do, but I believe it's something that is manageable for someone like Swiftzeii. Orolme, after the second musician, is going to be warping up to the top of the town hall. Very close to where we fought Mecha Wiggler, and going to be doing some moons around that area. So now going to be jumping up and down and all around. Getting up this pole here to try and climb it. Some funky movement you can do to climb it faster. He saw Orolme do it because Orolme does that. And now he's going to jump down to this cafe. To finish off the route, what's actually going to happen here is we're going to see the crowded alley. The crowded alley is weird because it's a sub-area for some reason. But that's not what's weird about it. So, despite doing the exact same moon order, this room is actually why the route that Orolme is doing and Swiftzeii is faster than the normal route where you get the musicians at the end of the kingdom. And that is because we do this room last, we don't have to leave the room, and that skips a loading zone. So we're just going to get this last moon here for Orolme and going to just warp straight to the Odyssey to leave the kingdom now that we have all 20 moons. Swiftzeii jumping down to the pool now, so getting close to entering the crowd. Yeah, Orolme getting like a good 30-43, throwing the globe back onto the Odyssey. We'll see what Swiftzeii gets as a comparison once he gets over there. Still has a little bit more to go. Still has the 2 moons in the crowded alley to collect, and then we'll be on our way over to Timing Land. Oh, Swiftzeii getting stuck on the crowd a little bit here. But not rolling into the pipe, that's good. That pipe kind of is annoying. Orolme entering Snow Kingdom first. Oh my goodness, that was very scary from Swiftzeii. I thought he was going to fall down into the crowd. Fortunately, that second moon is not quite timed like the first moon is, so he did not need to worry about that happening to him, or he couldn't just grab it. Alright, it looks like about maybe 50 seconds or so difference between the two. Orolme now entering Snow Kingdom. First thing he's going to do is actually get a moon that is not in the Shiveria City. Going to roll up to Captain Toad here and break open a snow fort. Going to be grabbing our first moon. Captain Toad, this is our only show of Captain Toad. Might not be the only time you see him, but definitely the only time we get a moon from him. Which is sad, because I'm a friend of Captain Toad. But after that, you can drop right into the city. Swiftzeii getting through the cutscenes to enter Snow right now as Orolme enters the city. So, once you're here, you get this moon, and then at this point you're going to get a telling of what route a racer is going for, based on what they're going to do here. Orolme jumping on the umbrella immediately shows us that we're going to see the Snowdram route. Swiftzeii is still going right now to get their Captain Toad moon, so we'll not know for a little bit whether they're actually doing the Snowdram route. It is pretty hard, so it's always understandable if someone does not want to go for it, but some people still like going for it. Like Orolme, apparently. Orolme heading into the first of the Barrier Moon rooms. This being the Windy Tunnel, the Wind Tunnel. Gonna be getting a nice boost off of that Typhoon there in order to get over to the Blustery Arc faster, which is the first of the hidden moons you get in a Barrier Moon area. Barrier Moon room. It's weird because Barrier and area sound the same, and then Moon and Room sound the same, but they both don't quite rhyme. Does not sit on your tongue very well. Fortunately, Orolme is blazing through this first Barrier Moon room, so we won't have to deal with them for too long. Hopefully, we'll see how Swiftzeii does, honestly. Because, I mean, Swiftzeii is in the back right now, so he's the one that's going to determine how long we actually see these things. They're not very fast, but there's not very many good moons in Snow Kingdom. Looks like Swiftzeii also jumped immediately on the umbrella, so we're going to see double Snowdram routes. Pretty exciting. And Orolme in the Goomba room. Interesting, using a ground pound, Swiftzeii using a ground pound to kind of stall there to make sure you get the momentum from the Typhoon. But taking damage and getting blown off the side of the platform. Orolme taking a little bit of a safe route on this Goomba Moon room, jump to the jump to the end of the room from the basically anywhere. Orolme taking a little while to set it up, though. Looks like Swiftzeii is not taking damage this time, so he should be able to capture the Typhoon, blow all the Spinies off the platform, and take his first Barrier Moon. Now, what Orolme's going to do is he's going to walk backwards, or roll backwards. He's going to go backwards into this shop, which you can talk to the shopkeeper from very far for some reason and grab a shop moon. So this is the last use of coins in the game. The only other shop we got was in Wooded, so once you're past 100 coins after Wooded, you're basically good on the coin route for the whole run. And we're going to warp back to the Odyssey with 9 moons. We need one more moon, and that's going to be the Snowdram moon, using a very precisely set up jump off of the top of the Odyssey. You can actually make it to the platform you're supposed to get on by using the warp painting, which is kind of like Mario 64, something you can use to warp to a different level. Except in this game, it's one of the kingdoms. Swiftzeii diving off of the edge of the platform after opening up the secret Goomba Moon area. That is not very fortunate. But I mean, hey, what happens happens. So we'll see Swiftzeii going for it again. Just has to, you know, get the moon back exposed. Orolme going to be heading to Seaside Kingdom. Seaside Kingdom is a fairly chill kingdom. Yeah, we see Swiftzeii taking a little bit more risk with how he's handling the jump to the end of the Goomba Moon room. Boom. Yeah, that's right. But, still behind, for sure. That small jump doesn't make up for the big jump into a pit. So starting off Seaside, we're going to see Orolme immediately go behind the Odyssey and climb up a giant cliff. Like you always do on the Seaside. There's moons. The beginning area of this kingdom actually doesn't really go near the... You get a good 2 moons before you even go near the water. I'm sorry, 3. I mean, there's a tiny puddle of water, but 3. Looks like Swiftzeii is going to be warping back to the Odyssey now to set up for Snowdram. Let's see how it goes for them. And first try Snowdrams for both of our racers here. Very well done. Orolme now going to be heading over to the Rocket Flower where we might see a trick. I'm not sure. again, these are two runners that I do not watch, I'll be honest. So I don't know what they're going for in terms of strats. Pretty exciting, actually. It makes races exciting to not know what people go for sometimes, because you can get pleasantly surprised by what you see. Like, we didn't see Orolme go for Rocket Flower Refresh, so he's going to be grabbing this Gushin over to the Cheep Cheep at the glass tunnel. And we're basically going to be seeing a Cheep Cheep for the rest of the kingdom on Orolme's end. Gonna be pressing the up and down buttons at the same time to just get a little speedy spin. Speedy spin, swim. Speedy spin, swim, spin. It's fast because it moves you forward. That's obviously what up plus down does. I would know, my physics final was today. But, Swiftzeii starting off the kingdom, making the jump up to the overlooking cliff. Orolme cleaning up some of the northern area of Seaside Kingdom, grabbing the moon below Dory, who's on a very good cycle there. Because you still need to swim over to the northern reaches moon. So Orolme's going to warp out of here soon, just needs to get this moon on the wall. And then will do so to leave the kingdom. It's a pretty short kingdom. Both Snow and Seaside take 10 moons, but Seaside is still pretty shorter because it's just less. It's more moon dense, actually. Less would imply that you get moons in longer periods of time. Swiftzeii is going to be setting up for the music notes. Let's see if Rocket Flower Refresh is on his agenda. It is! All right. Let's see how that goes. Definitely looked like a good start. Yeah, that looks good. There we go. So, Swiftzeii is not going to have to grab a Gushin like he did. Swiftzeii is actually just going to run over there on top of the water. What Orolme's going to do is enter Luncheon Kingdom, which is a very difficult kingdom. Lots of hard jumps here. It's scary. Scary is the word. Lava is a thing in this kingdom. This is a major, has a major use of lava in it. So if you're not careful, another one bites the dust. But it starts off even with a pretty tricky jump. We're going to see Salt Jump from Orolme. Going to do a triple jump off of this salt pile in order to get on top of this wall, which has a larger salt pile, and that salt pile has a moon. So, easy way to get on top of this wall, just to start out the level. And then you're going to get on top of another wall after this moon, because it's faster than navigating around the whole area you're in to get to the fight against Spewart. This is going to be our first fight against Spewart because we skipped him back in Wooded. We saw double Spewartless routes after double nut clips went well. So Spewart, really easy. Debatably the easiest of the Brutals. You just kind of have to time your stuff, and he is a pushover. Swiftzeii is warping now to the Odyssey to leave Seaside Kingdom. And, look at this double cutscene right now. It's the greatest time as any to once again thank our sponsor, Vi.gg, for sponsoring GSA for the Super Mario Odyssey Any Percent Tournament, the Super Mario 64 70-star tournament, and the Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament. If you'd like to bet on matches, make sure you are of legal age before you look in the panels in the stream below, or look in the stream panels below, or type !bet in the chat. I don't know what your legal age of betting is, so please look it up, because I'm not going to take responsibility if you bet at an illegal age. Swiftzeii entering Luncheon Kingdom now. Let's see if he has a good start like Orolme did. Looking good so far. Salt Jump is definitely something to look out for, so getting it is always a good sign of the Wooded to come, or the Luncheon to come. Now jumping on top of this building, well breaking the box. That was a very well placed cappy throw. Now just going to be cleaning up some stuff in the village. of the kingdom. Getting the golden turnip throw. Swiftzeii fighting Spewart right now, so again, not much happens here. Let's see, Orolme's gonna be jumping down here. Gonna be jumping over here to this island with the lava bubble pile. Gonna get the moon in the salt pile. There's one hit in there. Now, spinning his way over to the fork flicking room. Doing some funky stuff with the camera. I actually don't know what camera manipulation does in the fork flicking room specifically. I know it does things in places like Wooden, if you're doing an older route to spawn an up route. But I'm not quite sure what it does here, but he still got the room pretty well. So I'm assuming that it helped. Now has some pretty tricky lava bubble jumps. Gets him first try. Absolutely amazing. Swiftzeii going to be moving onto the village area, and Orolme's going to be doing... He's going to be grabbing a turnip while he goes to get this next moon on top of the cliff here. Oh, but throwing the turnip in the lava! Oopsie daisy. Gotta get another one. Because what Orolme is setting up is called Turnip Clip. And what you do with Turnip Clip is you throw a turnip at the cage that this moon is encased in. Grab one of these Hammer Bros or Pan Bros. I'm still not sure. I could always check the capture log on my casual file to, like, end this mystery. But if the turnip's in the right spot and the Pan Bros in the right spot, you can actually throw it, or you can actually capture it, and it will clip you into the cage that the moon to activate the next part of the kingdom is in. So, Swiftzeii finishing up their village area, which is a pretty compact place, so, you know, there's actually a lot of moon animation. That's the thing, even if a place seems fast, there's going to be a lot of moon animations if there's a lot of moons there. So, it gives you a lot of time to rest your hands with the 1-second cutscenes you get. Orolme making the jump over to the back of the mountain here, and going to be... Alright, getting out good. This is kind of a scary place, because if you fall into lava well behind that wall with the moon on it, it's very hard to get lucky. Like, you have to be very lucky to find a place where you can get back on the ground without taking a death, and then you're back to, like, where the turnip was. But there's a multi-moon not too far after the turnip clip area, so that will be the last moon that you need. It will be 16, 17, 18, and it will let you leave the kingdom. Swiftzeii about to get the stuff for turnip clip ready. Looks like not grabbing the golden turnip. Golden turnip doesn't mean anything for the clip, I believe, but you still need a turnip, Swiftzeii. Swiftzeii getting a bit more precise than Orolme did for the clip. Orolme just kind of haphazardly threw it. Fortunately, he had the positioning right still, so no one needed to worry, but Swiftzeii was really taking his time with setting up the position, and messed up actually with the uncapture of the Pan Bro a little bit. There we go, captured perfectly in the center. The turnip will clip you into the cage. And you will be on your way to the end of the kingdom. Well, Orolme is headed to Ruined now. Alright. So Ruin is a boss fight. You need 3 moons, and the only way you can get 3... There is another moon you can get, but it can't bring your total to the thing. So, in order to actually get the total you need to leave the kingdom and repair the Odyssey, you do need to fight this dragon. The Lord of Lightning is pretty simple. you can speed him up a little bit by jumping onto his head and taking damage, so that you can start grabbing the swords off of his head sooner to reveal his weak point. This does mean you have to keep better track of your hearts, which Orolme has already uncovered 4 hearts scattered throughout the battlefield. And you only really need 2 if you do it right, so... Orolme took an unintentional hit. Usually the intentional ones are the ones like this, where you jump on top of the dragon. So... even if Orolme decides to go full heal and grab 2 hearts right now, I believe he still should have 1 remaining on the battlefield. Orolme really, I don't think, has a risk of dying at this point, unless like something really bad happens. But he's staying on that wall. And Orolme is now done with the fight. Swiftzeii is about to enter the kingdom that the fight is in. You kind of get the illusion thing, kind of similar to Metro Sent to Cloud, where you're thinking you're going to Bowser's, but then you get stopped at Ruined, so... that's why it looks all orange. It's crazy to think that Orolme is actually about a dragon ahead, though. Like... I could have sworn this race was maybe a little bit closer, but not the case. But Orolme now going to be leaving the kingdom with Swiftzeii on the first hit of the boss to be completed. Swiftzeii... again, this isn't a boss I expect any problems to occur on, so I would not be surprised if this is perfectly fine for Swiftzeii. So Bowser's Kingdom. Kind of the last kingdom that I like to use the term gauntlet to define, because of its just very challenging, long nature. Has a lot of tricks to it, and has a lot of story moves that you need. I've actually never seen this setup for the beginning Birdless, but that was really impressive from Orolme there. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever seen that, actually. But yeah, it is faster if you can not capture a Pokio there, to not capture a Pokio. So, defeating that enemy gets you the first story moon of the area. You do need all the story moons here. You do need to finish the main quest line, and then even still, you need 2 more moons. You're gonna see them grab like halfway through mostly, so no need to worry about it this early into the kingdom. Swiftzeii finishing up the dragon, I believe a bit, like a tiny bit more than 2 minutes behind, maybe, if my math is correct, and my memory. I do have to remember when Orolme had the dragon, which is honestly something that I'm not expecting, because like I feel like this race has not had many major mistakes. Maybe I'm very forgetful. That is the truth. My memory just not like me. So maybe I'm forgetting something. But I feel like this has been a race that has been pretty well played by both. So it's pretty interesting to see just how far behind Swiftzeii is. But Orolme definitely not gonna let Swiftzeii catch up. With Swiftzeii just now entering Bowser's Kingdom, Orolme is going to grab the first of the 2 non-story moons that you grab in Bowser's Kingdom, going to jump up onto this side, taking this safe, surprisingly. You know, doing the crazy strat at the beginning of the kingdom and then taking this jump pretty safe. Oh, I know what he's doing. He's not going for the normal jump you do here. He's trying to set up a Cappy Warp. Did not get to set it up. You can set up a Cappy Warp here that I totally forgot about. You can set up a Cappy Warp to warp to that pylon as soon as you start. As soon as you finish getting the moon, and it saves a tiny bit of time over the strat where you actually jump to get the moon from the other side of the gate from where the pylon is. That jump's pretty hard. But Orolme now going to be fighting the two Brutals that you need to fight. Our first fight against Harriet, it seems like Orolme is in the Harriet First Gang. The community... Harriet First Gang is always one of those things that confuses me. I mean, not in the fact that it's the wrong choice, because it's definitely the right choice. Harriet First is better. But I always wondered why this is something that gets runners riled up so much in the community about what's better. No, definitely doesn't confuse me about the fact that it's the better option. I'm part of the Harriet First Gang. So now on to Topper. Swiftzeii collecting the moon shards now. Looking to do pretty alright. Yep, grabbing that shard and jumping over the cannonball. Pretty good overall from Swiftzeii here on the shards. And Orolme finishing up Topper. So Orolme's going to be heading into the final stretch. The final stretch is the part of Bowser's Kingdom before the big boss fight. Do kind of a gauntlet of platforming. I hate to be using that word so much, but I just can't think of anything better. I don't want to use the word labyrinth because this is just not a labyrinth. Swiftzeii about to head to the Brutals, now the double Brutal. Let's see what team Swiftzeii is on. Swiftzeii also heading over to Harriet First. So we got double Harriet First gang. Orolme doing something kind of similar if you can harken back to the days of the City Hall in New Donk City Metro Kingdom. Fighting the camera a little bit when jumping over that pit save time, but Orolme won the battle with the camera and is moving on to the end, where we have a brutal fight against a giant robot. So now Orolme going to be... Oh, bonking on the side of the mech. What Orolme is trying to do is trying to climb up the side of the Mecha Brutal without using the Pokio that you are intended to use to over. After a few tries, Orolme going to be successfully making it onto Rango, hitting Topper off much soon after. I don't know why I said the word much, but it was very quick. Much speed. Wow. Swiftzeii finishing up the two Brutals. The double Brutal fight gonna be heading into the final stretch. And, oh! Missing the ground pound on Spewer, but not falling off of the mech. Orolme being careful here to not let himself fall off. Getting knocked off the mech. Getting the mech to get angry at him. And bonking. Landing on the platform! Oh my god! What was that Spewer hit from Orolme? Jeez. Alright, well that's the Mecha Brutal. What a clutch last hit there. Alright, Swiftzeii about to head into the Mecha Brutal fight, grabbing onto the pylon, having a bit of problems, spin throwing. But now gonna be actually getting into the fight. Getting that... Falling down, actually. Okay, I had a little bit of lag, so I just kind of assumed he got the hit, but... Falling off, it looks like both of them have had a problem so early mech. Getting bonked and falling off again, landing on top of the bird and taking damage. This is just not good mech right now. Oh, more bonked. There we go. Finally hitting Rango. Orolme ending the cutscene at the end of Bowser's and soon to head into the Moon Kingdom, the final kingdom of the game. Has 3 major parts to it. Swiftzeii nailing the hit on Topper to end to end the first part of the fight, and about to enter the second, starting with these invincible legs. Falling off of the mech well on Rainbow Legs. Might have been playing around a little bit too much. I thought I saw some spinning. I needed to ask Astronomus something, involving something, but Moon Kingdom. So Moon kind of has something similar, if you remember the frog back in Top Hat Tower, where you can kind of move side to side while jumping like that, and it can help you get some speed. Orolme grabbing onto 2 rocket flowers. The first part of the Moon Kingdom, Swiftzeii with a kill on the Mecha Brutal after a little bit more of a problem getting on. I saw the problem getting on, but once he got on, it's like the kill went well. The first Moon Kingdom segment of 3 is kind of defined by that skip you just saw him do. Moon Cave skip saves a huge amount of time, a major amount of time, and is pretty easy to pull off once you get it down, and these people have been doing it for like over a year, so at least. At most, actually. English. The second part of the kingdom is really all about the Bowser fight here. This is the part of the Moon Kingdom I like to call the Cloud Kingdom. It's the same fight. It's the same idea, rather. There are some differences between this fight and the fight that we had back in Cloud Kingdom, which was like 40 minutes ago, now that I think about it. Geez, that's a long time. But the major thing about this fight is the fire. It makes the fight take longer. Also, there's more hats. Also, tail whips. There's more tail whips, too. If you get hit by a tail whip, you have to, like, grab the hat again. You really don't want to be hit by a tail whip. But considering what you can do in this fight to make it, like, move faster, it's really no different from what you do in Cloud. You just kind of have to jump over fire sometimes. But Orolme about to get into the last hit, so almost done. Swiftzeii just now about to enter Moon Kingdom. And Orolme dealing with one more tail whip. Alright, he's good. So now Orolme's going to be entering the third segment of the Moon Kingdom, the final part of the game, the escape. So we're going to capture Bowser and run away because the moon is crumbling, and we don't want to be in the crosshair of that. We have Swiftzeii though coming up on first moon skip. We'll see how that goes. I look away for like 2 seconds, and he's still trying to grab rocket flowers. Alright, but Swiftzeii now finally going over to the Sphinx. Orolme setting up in the 2D section to do a skip here. By doing a few jumps around the blocks like that, you can save a few seconds. Very well done. Swiftzeii. Alright, we're good. I saw him make it onto the ledge, and then the screen I'm watching lagged a little bit. Well, I thought he was starting to fall, so I didn't know if he was going to be able to recover it or not from there. But it looks like that Swiftzeii had no problem. So... the ending room of the escape section for Orolme has some pillars. With this first pillar on the right, you'll see Orolme shooting some fireballs at it in an attempt to get what's known as early pillar, where you can break that pillar without having to walk over to it and actually break it yourself. It's pretty tricky because fireballs are great, and you have to hit it a decent amount of times. Each pillar will take 5 hits to destroy, so you need to get like 5 fireballs that don't hate you. Also, these falling rocks can block stuff because, you know, game design. But yeah, Orolme definitely has the last fireball on that pillar. Now going to run to the center immediately to start breaking off things. Swiftzeii! Not hitting the hat, Cappy. Oh, hitting the hat! What do I know? But yeah, it looks like Swiftzeii's Bowser fight is already 2 phases done, but Orolme is game done. So, like, yeah. Congratulations to Orolme on the victory with a time of 1:03.49. A very good time. Only a minute off of Orolme's PB, and I believe only 8 seconds off of Swiftzeii's PB. So that was a great showing in a race. Very well done. I don't know if Orolme's going to be doing an interview with us or not. But, Swiftzeii is going to be moving through the escape. So, I guess we can talk a little bit. Well, Swiftzeii is just backtracking what Orolme has already completed. What's going to be going on for... There we go. Gonna see what's going on for Orolme here, because Orolme has to move on, obviously. Going to be facing in round 5 of the loser's bracket, Lil Aggie. So, yesterday was a race. I think yesterday, I believe, was the... Oh, Swiftzeii messing up on 2D skip there a little bit, but not dying, so it's not a bad... But, yeah. Yesterday, Mozerx and Lil Aggie raced together, and Mozerx unfortunately was eliminated, and Lil Aggie is going to be moving on to face Orolme, because Orolme just took this match. Swiftzeii, though, about to enter the pillar room, just has to break one more wall of sheets, and then the big rock. And, yeah, let's see what Swiftzeii does. Oh, no! Falls off while trying to shoot the pillars. That, is not good. Yeah, no matter where you are in the area, if you die on the moon escape, you start over from the very beginning. So, you gotta do it again. Okay, we got some ice climber. Let's see this. The eggplant's going up. As Swiftzeei's bridge is going back down once again. Alright, let's see. Oh, this is a pretty high level. Orolme struggling with those fast clouds. Swiftzeii having the same mistake on setting up 2D skip again, so... Again, still fortunately not a 2D death, but last time we did see a death in escape in pillars, so hopefully no death at all this time. Orolme finally making it up to level 4. Gonna keep climbing. Ooh, almost fell back down Oh, and actually falls back down to his death. That is not good. As Swiftzeii about to re-enter the Pillars room. Eggplant back up once more, past the bonus stage. Let's see what happens. Swiftzeii probably going to be setting up to do fast pillar once again, hopefully being more cautious about it. Alright, Orolme already on a much better start. Scrolling over the screen to get up more. Swiftzeii not dying. Looks like taking his time, wanting to get that pillar right now. I do not even see where Orolme... There's Orolme. Yeah, try and get the enemies away. Swiftzeii on the pillar, getting to the end of the section. Orolme made it to the bonus stage. And Swiftzeii breaking open the big rock to finish up soon. Orolme just needs to wait for a cloud to roll by. There we go. Makes it to the top. Grab that bird, baby! And with the grab of the bird at the bonus stage, Swiftzeii going to take his finish at 108.33. So GG's to both of these races. Orolme getting the winner bonus. Being the winner. And now at the bottom of the mountain once more. Alright. But yeah, GG's to Swiftzeii and Orolme. Please definitely shout out to both of these two for putting on a great race. Despite some of the problems that happened on both ends, it was still a great watch with lots of crazy moments. Orolme going to be, again, moving on to face Lil Aggie. Don't know when that race is going to be, but hopefully you guys will find out soon, because that is going to be an exciting matchup. And I'm not quite sure what's going to be happening for the rest of the day on GSA, but it looks like while we wait for that, we're going to have an interview with Swiftzeii right now. So hey, hello there.
Hey.
Yeah, I can already tell in your voice you're not very happy with that went. That was definitely very rough.
Yeah, consistency has been like a very big problem with me lately. And I just had the worst run of my life just now, and like in a race that I needed like to be consistent at the most. I don't know. I'm just really disappointed.
That's definitely understandable, but you still did some very good things in this race. You still had some very good parts, and I think that it definitely was a race that still showed that you are a great runner of this game, and consistency in general is something that happens to every runner. So it's very unfortunate, but again, it's hard to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, I did try really hard in this though. I tried really hard to on each kingdom to get a good time, and I guess that didn't really work out. I did try to go for everything.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I definitely still think he did a great showing. And I mean, hey, losers round 4, that means you won like what, at least 3 matches, I think? So you definitely had a good run.
Yeah,
you definitely did a great job in the tournament.
I guess so.
So speaking of which, since you're now out, I just want to ask, how do you feel? How do you feel about how this tournament went for you? Do you think it was... Did you enjoy it? Did you have some problems with it? I don't know. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed being in this tournament. It was fun. But, I had some ups and downs though, definitely. But all in all, was a fun thing. And I will definitely attend the next tournament.
Well, I'm glad to see that you still want to play this game, and I'm definitely excited to see you play more of it.
Yeah, giving up is like not an option for me, definitely. Even though this game can burn you out really, really badly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely something. This is not a game I can bring myself to want to run a lot, so it's definitely good that you want to, because again, with the consistency thing, this is a hard game, and it is very punishing. So, definitely still think you did a great job, and couldn't be more proud of what you've done for this tournament. Thank you for participating.
All right. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I guess also on the terms of thanking people, thank you Buy.gg for sponsoring our tournament again. Typing !bet in chat can bring you to our betting page as well as the panels below the stream. Make sure you're of legal age. And another one of our Buy-sponsored tournaments is the Super Metroid tournament, which I believe is next up on the channel. Don't have the calendar on me, but I think I remember that. Yeah. Super Metroid's up next, so if you want to get bets in for that match, you can. I don't know the participants. I heard people in chat talking about Super Metroid, so it's definitely something you guys want to see, and you can get it now. So
thank you so much for playing my game.
Apparently, there's also an Odyssey rematch after Metroid because I don't remember the two racers, but there was a race that basically tied to the frame. So yeah, today's crazy, and I really hope you enjoy the rest of it. I'll be signing out for now.